Hey everybody, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, but this is Barrage at 7:55. Today I want to tackle what I believe is the single most important ingredient to your success. There's nothing else that is more important than this one thing that I want to talk about today, and I'm going to be talking about it for a series of blogs over the coming weeks because I believe it's that important, because I believe there's so much to talk about with this one single thing. When I figured this out for myself, a light bulb went off in my head. I had that aha moment, that moment where you say, now I get it. Now I understand why in the past I struggled with being successful, and now I can see the clear path for myself to be successful. Now I understand why I was struggling before, and I can see how I can remove that struggle, or most of that struggle, or overcome that struggle now to move forward. I'm talking about building a foundation for yourself. You know, and I'm going to talk about what I mean by that in just a moment, but when you build a home, when you build any building, there's a foundation that gets built first. There may be a giant hole dug in the ground, and there's probably cement that's poured into that hole. There could be steel beams that go down deep, deep, deep into the ground to support that structure. And depending on the size of that structure, the foundation needs to be bigger and stronger. And the foundation takes longer to build than the actual structure itself. The foundation is the most boring part. If you're working on the foundation, you really never get to see the fruits of your effort, right? If you only work on the foundation. The great part about this is that we're working on the foundation for a reason, so that we can see the fruits of our effort. But if we don't build the foundation, if you build a home on soft ground, if you build a home on a foundation that's weak, if you build a building on a foundation that is not meant to support that size of a building, if you build anything on a foundation that is weak, it is bound to come crumbling down. That's a guarantee. It's 100% guaranteed. If there's more than 100%, I would say it's more, but the most percentage there is 100%, right? So it's 100% guaranteed that it will come crashing down. So here's what I believe most of us do. We have an idea. Maybe we want to promote in our job. Maybe we want to get a higher degree. Maybe we want to learn a skill. Maybe there's a sport that we want to learn. We want to be a better golfer. Maybe you want to start a small business. Maybe you want to raise your kids in a specific way. Many of us, however, we go along that venture without ever having built that foundation first. And that foundation that I'm talking about is belief. We need to build a foundation of belief in ourselves if we expect success down the road. And the reason for that is that in anything that we do, in any venture that we take, in any type of business dealing, in any type of interpersonal exchange, in anything in your job, in anything in education, you've got to believe you're going to succeed, because if you don't, when you hit that wall, when you hit that thing that is some resistance, when you hit that difficult hurdle to get over, when you tackle that difficult subject in school, maybe you want to be an attorney and you're just not the fastest reader, right? So you've got a lot of reading to do if you want to learn to be an attorney. If you go to law school, well, maybe you're not a fast reader, so you've got to learn to overcome that if that's what you want to do. So you're going to hit hurdles, right? There's no doubt in my mind that every one of us will hit a hurdle in anything that we do. There's also no doubt in my mind that every one of us will quit when we hit that hurdle if we don't have that foundation, that strong foundation of belief that we can get past that hurdle, that we can overcome whatever resistance we are encountering, whether it be a spouse or a friend who says, that won't work. You're not smart enough. You don't read fast enough. You don't have the finances to do that. You don't have the intelligence. You don't have the experience. You're too tall. You're too short. You're too fat. You're too thin. You're too smart. You're too dumb. doesn't matter. If you believe in yourself, if you have that overwhelming belief, like that root system that digs deep for a giant redwood that's in the forest in California, they have an enormous root system to hold that tree up. That tree has been growing for years and years, and they seem to stretch up to touch the sky. If you have the kind of belief that is that root system that feeds that tree, that soaks up all of the nutrients from the ground and all the water that continues to feed that tree so it can continue to grow and grow and grow and build and get taller and taller and thicker and grow larger branches and reach and stretch further and further and further. If you build a foundation for yourself of belief, then you can accomplish anything that you want to accomplish. You can get past any hurdle, any roadblock, anything that gets in your way, any negative ideas or thoughts that are coming towards you, you can get past them because you believe in yourself. And in coming weeks, what I want to do is talk about how to build that belief. It's easy to say, believe in yourself. That's easy, right? Anyone can say that. That's simple. But how do we get that belief? How do we build that belief? In the coming weeks, I want to show you exactly the methods, the tools that are at your disposal to help you build your foundation, your strong, overwhelming foundation of belief in yourself, so that no matter what happens, you can continue to push forward and you know you'll be successful. You'll know that there are resources for you. You know, when most of you are married, I'm not married, but when you got married, you believed in the person to whom you were proposing, that they would say yes. And if you were proposed to, you said yes because you believed in that person who was proposing to you. When you took a job, you took that job because you believed in yourself and you believed in the company because of their track record. In anything you do, you make those decisions because of a belief you have. Most of those things that I just talked about, those two things that I just talked about, are both normal, everyday activities that we all engage in. They're normal, so therefore they seem like an okay risk to take because we believe in the idea of it since the majority of people do it. It's normal, it's average. The kind of belief that I'm talking about is the kind of belief that takes you beyond average, the kind of belief you need in yourself, the kind of belief you need to have such strength in yourself, such a strong mindset that no matter what anyone says to you, because you're going to be going against the norm, you'll be doing things that normal people don't do, that you will believe it no matter what. And that's what we're going to talk about in the coming weeks. So share this with your family, share this with your friends. Comment in the Facebook comments section below and let me know you're with me. Let me know that you want to move forward, that you're excited, that you're pumped up to build an overwhelming belief for yourself. Let's do that together in 2016, because 2016 can be the year for you. Can be, it's up to you. To me, it will be. This is the year. Let's go on that journey together. That's my message for today. Remember, motivation is like bathing. That's why we need to do both every day. This is Bear Jahanian saying, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next time. Have a greater day, everyone.